All righty, I think we are ready whenever coach is ready.
Hey guys.
How you doing, Coach?
Great.
I appreciate y'all scoring early goals for me on a Sunday. That was very nice.
Well, the problem was it should have kept scoring the rest of the time. We shouldn't have stopped when you left.
Well, y'all should have had about 6 when I left too, so you could even it out however you want. But I got 2, and that's all I needed.
I know. Well, it's funny because it's nice to have like our group back. We didn't have Laney Carroll back yet, but we only had a chance to practice one day last week with our whole team. So it was nice that we had at least that, so we were ready for the game.
I mean, you guys moved the ball well. There was no doubt about that. So
yeah, but we had another testing issue, so I was without some incredibly key people in the week leading up to it. So let's
hope they're there Friday.
It's nuts. Yeah. What can I do for you guys today?
Do you want to start with the statement, or should we just start firing questions? Whatever you want.
Sure. I'll start. So we're obviously pleased about coming off of a really good performance against Florida. It's not many times that you have a chance to just control so much of the game against Florida, who's always been one of the most dominant teams in the SEC, and for them to get dominated by the Aggies so much in the first half was super. Obviously, we wish that we had finished more of our chances and taken the pressure off of ourselves in the second half, and that's something that we'll be focused on greatly this week as we get ready for a Mississippi State team, which is really scrappy. They play really hard. They're hard to play. They're hard to beat. They clog spaces really well, and they've got some really dynamic athletes that can break a game open.
I'll start with this then, Coach. You guys obviously are on a roll now, 2-1 win. How do you keep that momentum up as you keep dealing with people being in and out of the lineup? Is it hard to keep that momentum with all the uncertainty?
Well, what's been the hardest thing to deal with this player's out, now she's back, then she's out, then she's back due to testing issues and trace contact issues and good or bad test results, is that when we do get everybody back, the emotional lift is unbelievable. The problem is it means that the emotions were really low early in the week when we didn't have all of our people for things that were completely out of their control. So we just try to, it really does sound cliche, but we really do try to just go from day to day and focus on everything we can do on that particular day, get a little bit better that day, no matter who's at training that day.
Coach, what did you learn about this team? You got a lot of underclassmen that are stepping up, and Barbara Oliveri got to the freshman of the week, and were you surprised at all with how you dominated Florida in this game?
Well, I think the key to us being able to control so much of that game was just how much better we are at passing and possessing and moving the ball than we were last year. We had a lot of unique strengths to last year's team, but this year's group is just so comfortable on the ball and can play with such poise and such skill to move defenses. That's the thing I think it maybe has surprised other people. We knew we had this coming. The hard thing right now is just that here it is, it's the middle of October and we've only played 3 games. We would usually be about 14 games into our season right now. So so we're still working. We're still, every day is a little bit better than it was the day before. And, we're clearly not the finished product yet, but at least we're moving in the right direction.
And when you look at Mississippi State, you call them a scrappy team. You guys have never lost to them, but they haven't lost this year yet. So something's got to give on Friday. So what's the key on Friday?
Well, we're obviously happy to be playing at home. I think we had almost 800 at the game this past weekend, which is about 700 more than most people are going to have in the SEC. You know, 800 is about a quarter of what our capacity is. So, you know, teams that come in are usually not, even if they play in front of loud crowds with, you know, cowbells and everything else, it's a different situation coming and playing here. So, you know, Mississippi State was pretty adamant on trying to move the game to a kickoff time that was going to be a little bit harder on our crowd to get there, and playing at 6 o'clock, and the conference backed that up. So, so for us, the fact that we get to play at home, whether we have, you know, a full house, a COVID full house or not, the ability to play on Ellis Field, which is by far the best pitch in the SEC, is a big boost for us. Our surface compared to the surface that we played at in Starkville last year is very, very different. I mean, all the fields in the SEC are good, solid fields, but they're not Ellis Field, and they don't move. The ball doesn't move the way it does on our field. So being at home is clearly an advantage for us, and it's something that our players are really, really looking forward to. So for us, taking advantage of that surface and taking advantage of the momentum that we're coming off of our last game is really, really important.
And speaking of that home field advantage on Sunday, I mean, was that a sense of relief when you guys, you know, you said it, you should be about 14 games into your season. You know, how did it feel to finally, you know, have that home opener?
Right. I think I was told it had been 330 days since we had played a game at home. That's, for a team that really thrives on playing in front of the 12th man. I mean, that's a long absence. That's a long time between matches. We hadn't played anybody since we beat Texas really bad last year in the NCAA tournament. So that was a relief, and it was exciting for our players. It also was darn hot on Sunday afternoon. So I was really pleased with how well our team kept up their energy and played throughout the 90 minutes. I think Friday is going to be a little bit kinder to our crowd as far as temperatures, and the fact that there's not as much traffic on the Texas A&M campus this year because so many of the classes are being held virtually also will make it a little bit easier for people to get to the game and hopefully be there on time for a 6 o'clock kickoff.
Great. Thanks, Coach.
You may have only had 800, or Justin, you go. Justin,
No, go, brother. You're good. You're good.
I was going to say you may only had 800 fans, but Barbara Olivieri's dad probably counts for 50 by himself with how he screams the whole time. So it was really 850. Coach, I just wanted to ask, you guys had so many scoring opportunities, especially in that first half. I know there's not an exact answer, but what's the key to finishing more of those chances?
Well, I think a lot of it is repetition, is just getting quality reps and focusing on when you're in practice, you've got to play and train at the same speed that you want to play at, because you can't just jump it up to game action. It's the same way if you take an analogy of basketball, you know, standing and hitting set shots from 3-point land is different than having to hit a jumper with someone in your face from 3-point land. And similar on soccer side, having your balance, having your tempo, having it to where you've done it repeatedly is important. And again, we're still a young team, we're still you know, definitely a work in progress, being just the third game of the season. So it's nice that we have, number one, it's nice that we won, but it's also nice that we can see some specifics that we've got to, you know, polish up this week. And you can bet that we'll be in front of goal quite a bit in training this week.
That was kind of along the same lines of my question, Coach. The other one is, you keep saying you're a work in progress. Isn't it weird to say you're a work in progress and you know you only have 8 of these things? So at some point you have to get to your peak performance before Orange Beach. At what point would you like to say, hey, we are hitting our stride, I guess is the question.
Well, hopefully by the time we get to Orange Beach, we've been in our stride for a little bit. You know, we've got a lot of talent on this team, and so it's just kind of getting the talent used to playing with each other. I mean, we've got 23 players on the team, 10 of them are brand new, and so kind of it's, you know, getting on the same tempo, on the same rhythm, and understanding the little nuances of what a 45-minute game without timeouts is all about. And it's been great because our seniors have been such good leaders in helping our younger players along. And that's probably one of the big keys to the fact that we've played so well in our games thus far. We hope we have Lainey Carroll back this week. She adds another dimension to a really strong attack for us. And again, we're knock on wood that we're not going to have any kind of pluses come up on COVID testing or someone that's contact traced back to our players. Great. Thanks, guys. Have a nice one. Get outside. It's a nice day.
All right. We have Kate Colvin. You guys ask her questions and fire away.
Hey, Kate, what was it like to finally play your home opener? I know it's later than you guys normally would have, but middle of October, finally be out there in Ellis Field. What was that like?
It was great. I think it was like a much anticipated game. Definitely so much different than playing like away at Arkansas or Ole Miss with the crowd and everything. It was an awesome experience overall.
That being said, do you kind of get what it means to have that home field advantage, and how much is that going to play into this week when you guys host Mississippi State?
I definitely think there is an advantage, not only with the crowd, but you're not having to travel and you're used to the field. And I just think you just feel more comfortable playing on your own grass that you've been practicing all week. So I think there will probably be an advantage playing there this Friday.
You guys, you're a very young team. As a freshman, I mean, were you surprised the way you guys stepped up and dominated a team like Florida, or did it not even faze you?
I was surprised because I'd heard Florida was pretty good in the past because we had gotten beaten by them the last 2 times. But honestly, whenever we were playing, it just kind of felt like another game. I couldn't really tell a difference between Florida and the other games we've played.
With that in mind, how much of a confidence builder is that then for you guys to be able to pretty much, I know the scoreboard was 2-1, but you guys pretty much dominated a top 15 opponent?
Yeah, it's great. I feel like for us to go against a good team like that and still be able to play like ourselves and have the ball and dominate as much as we did means we can play anyone if we can play Florida, especially coming up to Mississippi State this Friday.
You guys had a lot of chances in the first half to score goals. You put 2 in net, but missed a couple more. What's the key to scoring more goals and capitalizing on those chances?
I think we definitely had a lot of chances. I know for myself, I found myself in a lot of the right positions, and so did other players. I think just the finishing touch can be better. A couple of them I feel like we're unlucky. We had 2 crossbars. Maybe on another day that goes in, goes off the bar and goes in. But I think we're all in the right spots and we're getting the right opportunities going for us. I think it's just a matter of time.
Coach G had said that you girls are still trying to find your stride. You haven't hit 100% all the way as far as what you're capable of this year. How do you get there in your opinion?
I think just by playing games. We had to stop a week. We missed the Auburn game, so we kind of had to stop and then jump right to Arkansas. So I feel like especially winning games, if we can get another win by Mississippi State, keep on winning games and gaining confidence and just keep on playing. Because normally they told us we had a lot of preseason games and we didn't really get that. So I feel like once we start, playing games, that'll just establish our rhythm moving forward.
Any more questions? Thanks and gig 'em.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kate.
Howdy, are we good or we need someone else?
I'm
I can't
good.
see. Hold on, let me look. Everyone good? Gigs?
Yes,
I'm good.
Thank you.
Thanks,
I'll
Tom.
send the recording when I get it. Gig 'em.
Thanks, TD.
Alrighty, gig 'em. Thank you. Oh, shit. I'm still recording. Oh, you're going to get that. Oh.